It may be the NFL offseason, but Tom Brady still broke the internet today. Fox Sports announced this morning that Brady would be joining their broadcast booth as their lead NFL analyst immediately upon his retirement. Brady's expected to eventually call games with Fox's lead play-by-play commentator, Kevin Burkhardt, who's expected to call games with former NFL tight end Greg Olsen this coming season. But now we have the financial details. Andrew Marchand at the New York Post is reporting that Fox Sports will pay Tom Brady $375 million over 10 years. That's $37.5 million annually, and it's currently more than he makes in the NFL. But get this, it's also 2 times larger than the next biggest sports broadcasting contract in history, and it's more than Brady has made throughout his entire 22-year NFL career. But I also think this is part of just a bigger trend that we've seen. This offseason, ESPN signed Joe Buck and Troy Aikman to call Monday Night Football to the tune of a combined $33 million per year. CBS pays Jim Nantz and Tony Romo a combined $28 million to call the network's top games. And Amazon threw a huge bag of money at Al Michaels and Kirk Herbstreit to call games for their new Thursday Night Football package for an estimated $25 million plus per season. And don't forget about NBC. Their NFL booth is expected to be worth about $23 million this year also. Chris Collinsworth is expected to make about $12.5 million per year, and they already pay Mike Tirico $10.5 million per year. Now, whether it's $18 million or $37.5 million annually, many people would say those numbers are insane. How much of a difference does a good broadcast booth really make? And how many times have you actually heard someone say that they're going to watch a game strictly because of who's commentating? It doesn't really happen. But I think that's also not the point to look at. Amazon is paying $1.3 billion per year for exclusive rights to Thursday Night Football. Fox is spending more than $2 billion per year for their packages. And ESPN is paying more than $2.5 billion each season for the right to broadcast Monday Night Football. So if you're a network that has committed over $20 billion on NFL media rights over the next 2 decades, I think it makes a lot of sense to spend a few $100 million to ensure viewers have the best possible experience. But this also doesn't even consider the advertising partners that they work with. Advertisers pay on average for a regular season 30-second commercial, $400,000. For the playoffs, that goes up to $1 million. And for the Super Bowl, it can be $6.5 million or more. So it's important that these networks have top-tier talent and that it's the best experience for the viewers, for the advertisers, and everyone at home. But the more interesting part to me is how this impacts the game of football long-term. Take Sean McVay, for example. He'll return to coach the LA Rams this year after winning the Super Bowl. But rumors swirled around for months that he might be interested in taking a $20 million a year broadcasting gig. And we've seen other NFL players like Cam Hayward, Greg Olsen, and many other active NFL players start to refine their broadcasting skills while they are even still playing. So the question becomes, do top-tier NFL players become enticed by 8-figure contracts from networks and say that the risk to their long-term health is not worth it anymore? I don't know the answer to that, but it wouldn't surprise me if that's what happens in the end.